What does Angry Angel have in store for you today? I know it's Sunday. And I'm not looking for an excuse to rant, but I think I need to rant. Maybe it'll make me feel better about myself. But what I just read, it's quite disgusting. Vanity Presses Part 2. I said I would never touch Vanity Presses again, but I feel like it needs to be touched upon even further. In case you haven't read if you read my first blog about it and you heard my first podcast, please forgive me if I sound like a broken record, but Vanity Presses are disgusting. They're filth. They're dishonorable. I'm just too angry right now. Let me get started. I've read this article that in recent history, a year or so ago, that After Solutions, which is basically the parent company of many of these vanity publishers that want to rob you of your money. They're garbage publishers. That, they're facing 2 class actions with a new complaint saying, in layman's terms, if you want to read the article, I'll put the link up on the description, saying that, that they were misleading authors, telling them one thing and meaning another. Although, all you have to do is just look at the package and see the ridiculous amount of prices they charge. It reads, After Solutions operates more like a telemarketing company whose customer base is the authors themselves. In other words, unlike a traditional publisher, After Solutions makes money from its authors, not for them. It does so by sending books back to its authors, not to a general readership, and by selling its authors expensive publishing, editing, and marketing services. In other words, that's the quote, or that's the model of vanity publishers, and it's quoted in that lawsuit perfectly, because that's exactly what they are. Let me just take the camera. Let's show these honorable peasants, these disgusting, not good for nothing pricks. And indeed, and what shocks me more is that you might not even have heard of it, and honestly, I didn't hear of it either. As most of the media felt like it wasn't worth reporting. In other words, they just took the, let's say, they took the dirt, right? And they decided to just throw it under the rug, hide it under the rug, pretend it's not there, it's just crap, And one of my mates, Benjamin, feels the same way. Bernard, this is for you because me and you have talked about this a lot, and I will show I will share your situations, your experiences. But, what I'm trying to say is these people took this lawsuit and said, take this and shove it up your fucking ass because we don't want to hear about it. And then even the trade presses, is my Publishers Weekly and the Book Center, they didn't even bother to show it or to talk about it. It's just like it was, it's nothing. And for that, that's a snap in the face. You know that? That's a fucking snap in the face. I'm not trying to rant too now because I don't want to sound like, a total freak here, but it needs to be said. And what makes me even more sick to my stomach is despite After Solutions mounting legal troubles and an unending stream of complaints against the company from both its customers and a whole host of rights organizations and campaigners, companies are still curling up to partner with this diabolical devil of the publishing world known as After Solutions. And you won't believe this, Penguin Random House, a traditional publisher, one of the big 5, its corporate parent, has shown no inclination towards reforming of the deceptive and misleading practices of After Solutions. They're the parents of this company, and yet instead of disciplining them, giving them discipline, they're trying to promote them. Like, they want to make this the future of publishing. And I'll be And I'll be goddamn if it is. I'll be a slap in the face to the publishing world. And that's what many writers ain't gonna want to publish no more. And that's why next books are gonna come out. If this is the way the system's gonna work, if this is the way you want to get your book published, what a shame, what a crock that would be. And you know, and these issues include improperly reporting royalty information, which I've gotten a lot of complaints about. People saying, the publishers saying, or the company saying them, oh, you didn't make any sales in the books. Meanwhile, the author's ranking may be super high, maybe in the top 20,000 bestsellers, but yet they don't see any of the money. You know what they do? They take that money and pocket it. They purposely incorrectly, report your royalty information so they can keep your profits in their pockets. Which leads to the second one: non-payment royalties, breach of contract, predatory and harassing sales calls, excessive markups on reviews and advertising services, which we in the authors need, failure to deliver, telling customers that add-ons will only cost hundreds of dollars and then charging their credit cards thousands of dollars, ignoring customer complaints, shaming and banning customers who go public with their stories. Yeah. So basically, once Author House and any of these companies see this video, I won't be able to sign with them. I ain't gonna be able to get a contract with them. But honestly, screw you. I don't want a contract with y'all. I'm gonna shame you. I'm gonna bash you. I'm gonna make you bleed. I'm gonna make sure justice is delivered the way it should be. Because you guys are disgusting. You're gonna ban me from... You're gonna ban me? Oh, good luck. And I don't give a fuck if you do. Because instead of making any attempt to tackle that list of complaints, Penguin Random House has focused on international expansion of Author Solutions to make it available in other countries. A process which has also seen the introduction of practices which have been previously banished from the industry, like reading fees. Charging the customer just to read. What the fuck? What the hell? What is that supposed to mean? Oh boy. Well, and in case you want to know the imprints or the company names or, the ones that you need to avoid, and some of them are rather, sisters of rather respectable publishers, which makes me even more disappointed, makes me more worried about what Future Wise may be walking into. Here's the list. Be warned. Simon & Schuster, one of the more respected publishers, has a sister publishing company called Archway, and so Simon & Schuster say, you may not be eligible to publish for them directly, but they'll send you to Archway Publishing, where you'll be charged $2,000 just to publish your book at the very least. Then Lulu, then Barnes & Noble, Nook Press Author Services, then Penguin, including Partridge India, Partridge Singapore, Partridge Africa. Even HarperCollins, one of my favorite publishing companies, is guilty of it, called Westport Press, which is a Christian publishing company that charges a ridiculous amount of money. Writer's Digest, Avid Press, whose partnership was terminated back in 2014, obviously for the better, and Random House with Me Gusta Escribir for Spanish authors. He even tackles the Spanish authors. What a fucking piece of shit that is. And some of these companies go to great lengths to hide Author Solutions connections. They try to tell you that they're legitimate and all they are is nothing but an Author Solution company ready to rip you off. And in addition, what's nasty is Author Solutions customers often don't know that all these companies are being ran by the same company, along with Renault's connection of his own in-house imprints, including core imprints, iUniverse, Poneview Author House, as you may well know already, Booktangle, Woodcrate, and Assyrius, just to name a few. I think there's a bunch more out there, but I'd rather not dig down through the bottom of the barrel of shit that's known as Vanity Publishing. Basically, it's disgusting. And not to mention that these publishing companies want you to get a review for cookies. Right? Don't you think reviews should be free? You wanna know how much they charge you for standard delivery? $425 for a fucking review. And if you want it in lesser time, $575. Why? Why would people buy the reviews? You should never buy a damn review. Do what I do. Just, oh my lord. Just do a book swap with somebody else with their own book. It'll cost you a lot less and the results will probably be a lot better. Oh my lord, I almost want to cry. I almost can't get angry at this. This is ridiculous how much they charge for a review for cookies. And they say you have to go with them to get the best reviews. My ass. You could get a free book review with us at the Hybrid Nation with Granny. We'll even buy a book for you to help you out if you buy one of ours. And all you have to spend is at most $4 just to get your book reviewed, and we'll buy your book just to help your sales rankings. So it's almost like you're spending nothing. Please, I'm just doing this because I don't want you to fall into that disgusting trap. And if I find anybody or anybody in that company, I'm gonna go over there and bitch snap them until they bleed, because they don't deserve to be in this business. They give this business a bad name. And forgive me if I'm ranting, but this rant is necessary. And to be honest, it's the horrible thing. After Solutions, you're not gonna believe this. You might imagine that calculating the respective royalties of over 180,000 authors, which I'm sure from the state of the article is going to at least above 200,000, and 225,000 titles, which I'm sure has doubled, in the last year or so, has published a tricky task, especially given that these titles are distributed in several different formats to a large list of retail outlets, right? Many of whom operate in different territories, currencies, pay out a different percentage. You wanna know how many people After Solution has in staff to employ to calculate royalties for these authors? You wanna know how many people calculate royalties for authors Solutions? How many? Look at my finger. 1. And I'm to show you I'm not lying. Here's the evidence. This is not a typo. There was one single person to calculate royalties for all those authors. 1. And then you got 732 people with aggressive quotas to self-roof this crap like web-optimized press releases, YouTube advertising, and Hollywood pitching services for over $18,000. Can you see why I'm so angry? But if sales representatives don't meet the quotas, they're out the door, which shows you how cutthroat these companies are. Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner. Yeah, and they promise you to distribute your book to companies or fairs such as the Miami Book Fair, the New York Times, Cookies, the Book Center, Forward, the Los Angeles Times Festival of Books, New York Review of Books. My favorite is Oprah Winfrey's Book Club. It's absolutely my favorite. My favorite scam of all, which thank God I didn't get suckered into. So find an agent or find a more reputable publisher, because these After Solutions is not the solution for you. It's the problem. I hope you enjoyed this little rant, because I'm angry. And I'll see you on the next Hibernation Workshop. Now go. Get out of here. That was hard.